And this is the headstone of Isaac Briggs, the founder of Springfield, Oregon, and his wife Betsy Briggs, pioneers of 1847. And the parents of Robert Briggs, he's buried next to him. And I think this may be the oldest grave here. It's William, the son of the people who had the farm here, died September 29th, 1855, 5 years old. And here's the grave of John and Carolyn Barr. And John Barr and the Barr family buried here were some of the founders and builders of the Pingyang School out in Mohawk. And that school was firebombed 3 times between 1895 and 1901. And here's the graves of Opal Whiteley's mother and her aunt and uncle and her grandparents. And they are, all the people there are written about in Opal Whiteley's diary. It's right up close to the center of the cemetery, just to the right of the road. And just behind the Whiteley graves are the graves of the Wheeler family. And here's this man was a Civil War vet, Oscar Wheeler, in the Wisconsin Infantry, 1864. And his family, these are important names in the history of Springfield. And here's Charnel Mulligan, Charnelton Street's named for him. He's a pioneer of Lane County. This was erected here in his honor. He died 1899. And right here, catty-corner to the Whiteley Scott graves are the graves of the Chase family. And they were important in the Chase Gardens that were on Centennial Boulevard, now called Martin Luther King Boulevard. I believe there's a medical complex now right there. Now this is the grave of Baby Spring, and those old-timers around remember in 1992 this little baby's body was found in a dumpster in Springfield. And it was in the springtime, maybe on the first day of spring or very close to it. And they never found out who was her mother. She was buried here. And here's some flowers that have popped up, people have planted. And just called Baby Spring, 1992. Now it's about around Halloween 2009, these 4 angels appeared here. And I don't know who put them or anything. There was an angel also on another tombstone, and it looked like a family had had snacks. There were some kind of drinks like kids drink, and just a couple of things drop on the ground, maybe look like parents and kids had been eating. And I don't know if they put them on there or who, but yeah, Baby Spring, very sad and tragic story. Now here's the graves of John and Anna Churchill. They were very important early educators. They established schools out in the Mohawk Valley, and he was the first superintendent of schools, John Churchill. And here are the Meats family graves, M-E-A-T-S. And I know Karen Meats, who was a real well-known athlete at the U of O, one of the top athletes to ever come out of this area. And I guess there's about 20 members of the Meats family buried up here. And they're real important in the history of Glenwood and Springfield and Eugene. There we're looking at East Lane County there towards Marcola. And that's back towards the entrance. Way over yonder in the distance, Autzen Stadium with the big yellow O. famous graves. This is the grave of the real Rambo. See, Rambo right there. That's the real Rambo. I bet Sylvester Stallone doesn't even know about this. He died November 5th, 1851. If we don't get out of here, the trees underneath over his grave are going to probably fall down on us. A couple of beautiful laurel trees by him. And Max and Steve. What a nice day. Better get out of here before one of these limbs falls down and makes a widow out of my